Well, good morning. Well, or I guess it's afternoon now. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer, and we are at Community Court today. This is a program I have heard talk of, but I've never really had any experience understanding what it is. This is Rory. Rory,
hello.
Introduce yourself to folks. You're the director.
Hi, I'm Rory McManama. I am the Human Services Case Manager. I'm the Program Director, the Case Manager, and the Enforcement Officer all at once.
So what is Community Court?
Community Court is a collaborative diversion program. We collaborate with social service providers to take quality of life crimes that were committed or alleged to have committed in the downtown area, downtown Eugene, and rather than sending these folks through the normal criminal justice process where they'd be exposed to potentially jail and fines, we instead give them diversion with mandated social services. So if somebody is homeless, hope that their well-being, we house them.
Because the point is, if they are homeless and they don't have money, so there's no reason to fine them. That's just ridiculous.
Right.
So this is a way that they can come in and do something productive in the community,
right,
as a repentance kind of thing. And then while they're here, they also can find services because a ton of the social service providers are in here, right next door. So the court, I'm going to show you really fast because we can. The court is on that end right there, and then on this end over here is where the social services are offered. So we'll go into this room. Hi, how are you? And this is where people come in, and so Rory, basically folks come in here and what happens here?
They come in and they express what social service they are seeking, and then from there they will be connected with the social service provider. And as you can see, we have a variety of providers from Catholic Community Services, St. Vincent de Paul, White Bird Clinic, Looking Glass, Willamette Family, and Shelter Care.
And Shelter Care. So why is this, for you in terms of the key? This is really where, because you're the case manager, you sit down and talk with people.
That's right.
What do you find? What do they mostly need?
I think the single largest,
You're fine. I don't got you on there.
Largest benefit of our program is self-esteem. And folks, there's a number of things that lead to homelessness, and I think that once folks are no longer engaged with society, I think that typically they just need to be re-engaged in this program. We do that. We give them purpose. We give them something to look forward to.
That kind of sounds like the same thing the rest of us need.
That's exactly right.
And so by having the agencies here, what does that say about our town when you've got St. Vinny's, Catholic Services, Shelter Care, all these people working together, not competing? This isn't a competition. This is trying to find the right services for the right people.
Collaborating. Yeah, Eugene does it right.
So how often does this happen?
This happens every Friday at 11.
And so people, if they've been cited during the week somewhere out there, they know this is where they show up.
That's right. They're cited directly here for their arraignment.
Okay, Rory, thanks. He's got a case that he needs to go talk to. We're going to, in fact, let me go grab, we got the judge in the program. We already talked to him, and he said he'd talk with us. So I'm going to take you over here. And we're summoning the judge. Yeah, come here, my friend. So this is the courtroom. Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Wayne Allen. I'm the presiding judge for a municipal court, and I'm the judge in charge of community court.
So how does this work?
If a person commits a quality of life crime in downtown Eugene, they are cited into this court, and when they show up, we have everybody has a court-appointed attorney. We talk to them about whether they would like to stay in this court. And this court is really a help court. So everybody that's here in the provider room is here for one reason. Everybody who is in this court is here for one reason, and that is simply to help the person. So if they're willing to make a commitment to themselves and to the providers and ultimately the community, then the case is dismissed and they get that help.
So, there's no fine here because that would be ridiculous.
No, there's no penalty.
How could you, so what they get to, some of the people you have do community service though, as...
We do have people, we ask that they give back in return for what they're going to get, and it's a very low price. It's 8 hours of community restoration, 2 hours at a time.
Judge Allen, why is that important?
Well, I think it integrates them actually back into the community, and instead of them being feeling unappreciated and pushed out of the downtown area, they actually feel a commitment to the downtown area, and they come back to us and they say, now we can say hi to the cops, we can say hi to the red hats, we feel good about being downtown, we don't feel like the hunted, we don't feel like the unwanted. We're integrated. So it not only does it help a little bit with downtown, but more importantly, it integrates them in the community.
So what kind of crimes or problems are we talking?
Most of it, we're talking about homeless kinds of crimes. We're talking about people who are charged with open container drug and alcohol offenses, a lot of criminal trespass where they're sleeping on somebody's doorstep or not in a place where they're supposed to be. They are what we call quality of life crimes. So, they are not violent crimes. Right. Violent crimes are not dealt with in this way.
So after years on the bench, because you used to sit on the bench and I used to sit on the other side, which was why it was kind of fun to summon him.
Yeah. Right.
But what do you love about this, doing this?
Oh, it's the best thing because we've tried so many different avenues and they end up being dead ends. This is not a dead end. This is a real chance for people to integrate back into the community. What we found is that the idea of pushing people out of the community, threatening them, lecturing them, is very ineffective. These problems are deeper than that. So if we can address the problem that caused the behavior that brought them to court, then we've done a good job. Right. We've done the best job the court can do.
All right, Judge Allen, thank you.
Yeah, thank
it's good seeing you
again.
again.
Good seeing you.
You too, man. Okay, so I got two young men that I want you guys to meet, to talk with. Come here, guys. So we're going to sit down because it's easier for me, and then it's going to be easier for you. So, all right, you guys. Now squeeze in here so we got you. And you got to talk loud, okay?
All right.
Kind of move in. There you go. So introduce yourself and who you are.
Hi, my name is Darin. I'm lead support worker at Shelter Care Schenkel Program. We're in charge of outreach, and this is my associate.
My name is Myer. I also work at Shelter Care. We do a lot of outreach and also counseling for people who live with us.
So what do you guys do in terms of this program? So you're out trying to get people before they get into a bad situation.
Yeah, so one of our main goals actually is lately we've actually been trying to go out into the community and actually let people know about the community court. It's a really great program where people can actually go for one-stop shopping for all of their necessities, whether they're looking for birth certificates, ID, eyeglasses, or even to get on the centralized wait list. We just think it's a really good program. So we've been going around and handing out these great flyers.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, I don't have anything on me. Sorry about that, Rick.
He forgets the live TV.
Yeah, I know.
So let me do this, because the flyers are good, but here, why do you do it? Why do you care?
One of the main things is when I was actually younger, I was homeless for a good period of time.
No
so
way.
This is kind of like me giving back the services that I received.
Why were you, tell me your situation.
My situation was actually kind of unfortunate. My mom suffered from a brain injury, and she had a lot of other mental health issues, so we kind of became homeless just because. I mean, we fell through the cracks lots of times, and we're constantly moving around. My mom liked to call it camping when I was younger, which was a fancy word of being homeless.
So when you were growing up, did you realize that it was different for you, or?
To be honest with you, it did take me a while to realize that there was a
It felt normal. This is
did.
how your life was.
Yeah.
Which people don't understand that, who live in a home and who have everything going for them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think I hit about the age of 13 and 14 when I started really realizing the difference between me and other kids out there, especially when it comes around to like Christmas time and stuff. You see a lot of these kids out in the communities get all these cool fancy toys and stuff, and you kind of don't really have anything. So that was kind of an eye-opener for me.
So what advice do you have for me when I'm walking through downtown Eugene and seeing people like some of the folks walking into the room right now? What advise me?
Probably one of the best things is just treat them like human beings. I mean, everyone that's out there has had some sort of, catastrophe happen in their life, something. And a lot of times they just feel looked down, like they're just not like
They
regular
feel
human
it.
beings. They do.
They know when you're looking at. I've had people tell me this before, and I'm doing this for you guys so you can hear this, because I ask these questions, and they see the judgment in your eyes. If you are judging, they feel it.
Yeah, and it's a really big thing. I mean, I've had certain circumstances when we've walked by and just talked to people to try to engage with them. And the look in their eyes and the way that their face just lights up when someone is really genuinely just wanting to sit down and have a conversation with them, I mean, it only makes their day and your day so much better, you know? And if other people start seeing that too, then they're going to be like, oh, hey, you know, this is just a regular human being just like me, you know? We've just had some problems in the past that have caused them to be in this sort of situation.
So tell me, why, my man, why are you doing this? What's your story?
I've since a young age, since I was 16, I've always just worked with the public. I haven't had any catastrophes in my past per se, but I really like people. One of the things that was a common thread in my past life was that people, mostly coworkers, things like that, they wouldn't want to deal with anyone that was seen as unsavory, something of that sort. And I would love to do it because they were just people, you know. You help them out. They're like everybody else. You just talk to them. You treat them correct, fine, good. And after a long period of just working for companies and stuff and always loving being around the people, I decided to work for people instead of for companies. And it's very fulfilling. It's great.
You know what I've learned from doing this with, because, you know, when I get clients like Shelter Care and St. Vinny's and you guys, I'm learning from you guys about how judgmental I can be. And so you really have to go out there and not love people so that they'll get better. You have to love them where they're at.
Yep. That's one of our main things, is
because
trying to meet people where they're at.
And that is so hard for people to do. So we need to watch you guys and kind of learn from you. Thus, old people need to take you millennials and you young 30-year-olds and figure out how this works.
Well, I think one of the hardest things is that everyone has something to offer. Everyone. And really, people ignore that. They move past it. If they don't live life the way you do, or if they don't look the way you think they should, you ignore all the good that's inside of them. And if you can get to that good that's inside of them, it makes the world a much better place for the person doing it and the people you're talking to.
So there's a lot of concern in downtown Eugene, just that it kind of feels sometimes dirty and not clean, and people they feel afraid to come down here. How does what you guys do and what this court is doing, how does that help?
Well, I think one of the main reasons that actually helps around here is the fact that it really is giving these people hope that there's more available out in the community than just living on the streets and stuff like that. These type of amazing programs and stuff to be able to get people housed, I think in the long run are going to solve a lot of these problems that people are having with downtown, you know, and the whole reputation of it.
Right, so you really can help people to get in a better place.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not why you love them.
No. One of the best things, I think, is really just giving people back the confidence they need in order to actually be able to move on with their lives. Because that's one of the worst things out there in the street, is you really start to lose hope and confidence in yourself that it can never get better. But it can. I mean, look at for me. I mean, without services like this, I probably wouldn't be here today, you know? So it's really great that I'm actually able to give back.
So is this what you want to do with the rest of your life?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Shelter Care is definitely a really great company, and I really hope to retire from it someday.
Seriously, yeah, they are great people. And tell people other ways they can help. What can we do as a population? And you guys, I'm not showing you the room because there's a bunch of folks in here who deserve privacy just like you or I would. And so I would love to show you some pictures of some, because they're just beautiful faces. But there's also this respect level that goes. And we always ask people out in the lobby. You saw some people in the background. We asked them. That was Eric. So when you approach people, you say hi. You shake their hand. Doesn't matter what the situation is, and you ask a name, and you give a name of yours too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing what you can do. You know, I mean, we think we're so educated, but we really don't get it.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the biggest things about making a connection with a person is just sitting down and having a chat with them. I mean, it's just so great to share your personal story with someone else out there in the community and even listen to their personal stories. I mean, I've had some really great stories from some of the people that I've met out there. They're from all sorts of the world. They've been traveled and stuff, and then through some way or another, they fall on some hardship and have become homeless, you know? But I don't know, I kind of look at it like people are just books, you know, with these great stories to tell.
So what have you learned about yourself?
Oh, what have I learned about myself is that, you know, you can do everything that you think you know is correct, is good, but realistically, what I've learned is that luck has always been on my side. And I think if you're in a really good place, luck is on your side. working hard, all of that. It's something that most people share, even if it's through their own personal feelings, thoughts, all that. But usually it's not anyone's fault. And I feel like what that means to me is that I wake up every day thankful that I'm where I am.
Right. I have a friend, Richard, who lives on the streets, and and first time I met him, I didn't really know too much about him. And then one day he said, the reason I'm on the streets is because I killed my best friend. And I said, how did you kill your best friend? He says, drunk driving.
Oh, wow.
And I said, and you've never gotten over that, which was a really stupid thing to say. But he said to me, how do you get over that?
Yeah.
So he's doing better, lives on the streets, but he's doing better. And, but how do I equate my life with that? I never have had that happen. So I think you have to, and those are just stories, those are just people on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So there's stories inside there, we just don't know what they are.
But I mean, I think the main thing is the fact that you just were willing to sit down and listen to them, and that was the most important.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and I'm learning that from you guys. So us old farts, we have to learn from the millennials kind of what's going on. So how can people get involved with you guys? Shelter Care does so much stuff in this community for people who don't have quality homes or aren't living in homes. It's just, I mean, they go out to campsites and actually help try to bring people in to get them services because they don't know that they're out there.
Yeah.
So what can people, there's always, you guys, I'm just going to be really blunt, there's always funding.
Yeah, funding is probably the biggest thing that we need.
You can do more with my $2, and I know it feels really good when you go out and you donate something or you bring, they want toilet paper or something like that. I know that feels really good, but really honestly, they have so many resources available. They can take my $2 and buy way more stuff than I can. So we generosity with money. I know that's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, even if people want to donate and stuff, I mean, we go through a lot of socks out and outreach. That's probably one of the main things out there that everyone wants.
Good socks.
Yeah, good socks.
Good socks. Warm. Think warm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really big thing there, too. Another thing a lot of people are looking for is tarps out there,
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the way that the weather has been going lately. It's been really, really rainy and cold out lately, and it's kind of unfortunate to be out in the streets when it's that type of predicament, So
do you guys know who the Burrito Brigade is?
Yeah, I've seen them a few times actually downtown. It's a partnership I actually want to get a little bit more invested in with.
I just did a story. We're going to be putting that up on Monday. I went out and followed them around for an entire day, and they are absolutely amazing. And you guys are going to be touched. In fact, my wife and I are going to go do that for church on Sunday. Because I think that's really church, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's my idea.
I think that what the guy said that everybody talks about, it was feed my sheep, feed people, take care of the orphan and the widow, and we kind of lose that part. So it's like, but they do some amazing stuff down here, and you guys get involved, find out more. Shelter Care's here. I'm sitting in heaven. Willamette Family, Looking Glass, Whitebird, St. Vincent de Paul, Catholics Community Services, and Shelter Care, all working together for one purpose, and that's to help people who are living on the streets. And it starts with guys like this, walking on the street, giving people a better feeling about who they are. So what's your website, Kelly, is it? Sheltercare.org. So if you go sheltercare.org, you know all the WW part, and put sheltercare.org, and then that'll get you on the website, and it tells you everything that you need to know to get involved with something. So again, we're at Community Court. If you just tuned in and you haven't seen this thing, there are so many items you could be buying throughout the year in sales and have available as needed, but cash, yes. Donations, okay. Yeah, okay. People are reiterating what I said. This is the most amazing medium because they talk people and they're connected. So they're doing what I'm doing, what you do on the streets. Shelter Care. Thank you, Cheryl, for putting Shelter Care's website up there. Information. I really appreciate that. How are you today? Are you doing well? You're doing well. Would you talk to me if I came over there? It's on a camera. Would you do that? Well, let's go do it. Let's go practice what we preach.
That friend of yours you have, give him our card.
I will. Okay. We're going to practice what we preach here. So.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. What's your name?
Hardy Hand.
Hardy Hand?
Yes.
I'm Rick Dancer.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
You too.
So where do you live? Do you live on the streets?
Yeah, me and my wife have been chronically homeless for going on almost 8 years now, a little over 7.
What happened?
Just my liver started failing, and I had Hep C, and I just had seizures, and And I finally just got my disability, and I'm renting a motel right now with some of the back pay, but it's just $300 a week is eating it up. And I only got a $6,000 settlement. So
How does this help in here, coming in here?
well, I was told that shelter care has a process to go through for central housing.
Yeah, they do. Shelter care is really awesome with that.
And we're trying to get into some kind of a place before I go through what little bit I did get for back pay, and we got like maybe a little over $1,000 between us a month now. So
How old are you?
I'm 54, and my wife is 62.
Did you ever expect life to turn out like this?
No, not really. I got a machinist license and a millwright card, and I just can't work anymore. And
What's the hardest part? Do people look at you funny?
yeah, and you got road crew coming and taking your stuff, and parks. You know, you got to pack up and move every 3 days or 2 days, and other homeless people coming and taking your stuff. You just can't do anything. It's a continual fight for survival every day.
You look sad.
I'm actually happy. It's just I'm run down because of my health. My doctor says it's mandatory before I start the treatment that I'm going to be doing to find some kind of housing and not be on the street.
Okay. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for your situation, but you seem like a good guy.
I think it's gonna improve now. I got a church helping me that I've gone to for a long time, Day Springs Fellowship, and the elders there. So they're kind of helping me hold on to the money that was back pay, and so I got a first and last and that kind of thing.
Well, you know what? I'm going to get out of your way because I think you can go talk to that nice young man there, and he can tell you about their program and what they're doing.
Well, thank you. Have a beautiful day and blessings.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, too. And good luck with that, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So that's kind of how it works.
Hello.
How are you?
What's up? Who are you talking
This
to?
is Facebook Live.
Hi, say hi.
Are you okay?
What up?
So what are you doing in here?
I'm trying to get some housing so I don't get hurt anymore on the streets.
What happens on the streets?
Not good things.
Really?
Really. Really bad.
How'd you end up on the street?
I really don't know.
How old are you?
32. How old are you?
I'm 58.
58. Wow, you look pretty good for 58. If I look
Okay, we're best friends now.
if I look that good at 58, I don't know. Hopefully I make it to 58.
You'll make it to 58.
All right.
What's your name?
Aaron, what's your name?
I'm Rick.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for talking to me.
Hey guys.
Okay, so that's Aaron. So you guys, we got to go, but if you would do something for us and this program and these people, if you take this, share it on your page so other people can see what community court is all about and how it works. I'm trying to keep that guy out of the shot. And anyway, so that's it for now. That's a good way to end a Friday, don't you think? Anyway, I'm a little speechless. There's not a whole lot more I need to say. Have a good day, and we will see you on Monday. We're going to be at I don't even remember where we're going to be, but tune in and we'll tell you. All right, I'm at loss for words. All right, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.